Good morning, I'm Mindy Becerra. Thank you for joining us on this Purple Monday. And help us welcome the newest member to our 11 News Today team, Jason Newton. Good morning, Jason.
Good morning, Mindy. Thank you, Tony. I appreciate it. I'm from Baltimore. I'm a Baltimore City College graduate. I went to the University of Maryland, worked over in Salisbury, and now worked my way through Milwaukee and back here to Baltimore.
It's great to have you.
Well, thank you. It's good to be here.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. It's good to leave the cold temperature of Milwaukee behind.
You're going to love this guy. He's a Ravens fan, born and bred. You don't even have to train him to be a Ravens fan.
I know.
You're a Ravens fan.
Every day across the world, city school students make their mark, shaping their communities, pursuing their passions, and building their futures. Take Jason Newton, a trusted anchor and reporter for WBAL TV, bringing the stories that matter to Baltimore. But journalism wasn't always part of his plan. Like so many city schools graduates, Jason's path took unexpected turns. He credits his teachers for helping him find his way, guiding him, inspiring him, and opening doors to new possibilities.
This was not where I was supposed to end up. I wanted to be a doctor, and I went to the University of Maryland. I studied biology, and I was a horrible biology student. I was a great college student as far as going to basketball games and football games, but organic chemistry taught me that that wasn't going to be my thing. You know, I've been fortunate that I ran into a lot of teachers that were really good teachers who are able to connect with us. So if you're talking about Roland Park, I'll never forget Mr. Rappa, the math teacher who just made things fun. Or like Miss Ray was another math teacher, again, who sort of brought it home to you. And there's so many there. And then at City, I think Mr. Henderson, I will always say their names because they taught me that I could do things. And journalism ended up being what I could do. Welcome to 11 TV Hill. The Birds, they're back in town. They're rebuild in full swing.
Even though reading and writing is now a major part of his career, Jason once found English class to be a challenge. But during school, he found the love of reading, a skill he relies on every day, helping him craft the compelling news stories that inform and inspire his community.
Of all the classes, I think English came the hardest. I don't know why. I think that I just was not a good reader, believe it or not, growing up. I just didn't know how to read for fun. And so that became a challenge to me. In I think high school, Miss Jira, I think that in that class we had to read The Great Gatsby. And that may have been the first book that I read cover to cover, and I felt like, oh, now I get it. I understand why this is such a thing. My parents are huge readers, and so it changed the conversation at the dinner table all of a sudden. Dad reads the newspaper every day, still does a crossword puzzle every day. And so now I find myself in a job where I am constantly consuming, or just being a student of what's going on around you. Thank you both for coming by. Good to see you both.
Jason has this advice for current city school students.
My advice would be to try things. If I have a regret in life, it was hanging on to the side of the pool too much. Try things and see what works and see what you like. Do internships, and you might know that you want to be a news anchor, and then you get in a newsroom and think there's no way in the world I want to do this. Or you might be a news anchor, you see how a producer works, and maybe producing is my thing. Or maybe you get in the building, it's just not your thing. But you don't know until you give it a shot. Even if it's something that seems like it isn't cool or isn't something that your friends are doing, that might make it even sweeter. So I guess my advice would be to try it.
Jason reminds us that the lessons that shape us most aren't just about subjects, they're about relationships, like the relationships we build between students and teachers. Education is finding confidence in our voices, strength in our stories, and purpose in our paths. And that's what City Schools is all about, helping students uncover their potential, one lesson at a time. We're proud of the many amazing graduates of City Schools and the impact they make on the world every day.
Hi, I'm Jason Newton, anchor and reporter at WBAL TV, and I am City Schools.